Where and when did you study?
I studied at Brown University, where I majored in English literature. I began my studies in 2009 and I graduated in 2014, and I taken some breaks in between to balance work and school. Where have you worked?
Most people know me for my acting career, especially the Harry Potter films, but I have also worked on the movies, directed short campaigns, and collaborate with the UN as good while ambitious focusing on gender equality. What inspired you to take a career break?
I reached a point where my life had been non-stop since childhood. I wanted space to reconnect with myself, reflect on who I was outside of acting, and explore my personal interests without pressure and deadlines. Did you discover any surprising passions or skills during your break?
Yes, absolutely. I became much more interested in sustainability, activism, and personal development. I also discovered that I love writing and spending long periods disconnect from the public eye. What were some challenges you faced during the time off, personally and professionally? How did you navigate them?
The biggest challenge was allowing myself to slow down with guilt. Professionally, people accept constant output, so it feels risky. I navigate it by setting boundaries, staying close to my support system, and reminding myself that growth doesn't always look productive. Can you share a moment or experience during your career break that profoundly impacted your perspective or work life?
There was a moment during a long stay in nature, completely unplugged, when I finally felt about the degree. It helped me realize how much of my identity was tied to external validation that changed how I view fame, work, and success. How did you manage your finance during this time?
Luckily, I had saving and a financial team that I trust, and I approached with a plan prioritizing long-term investment and reducing unnecessary spending. I want to break to be sustainable, not impulsive. After spending back from work, what was the most valuable lessons you learned about yourself, your career, or life in general?
That rest is not a reward, it's a necessity. I learned that taking time to pause actually strengthens you and brings clarity to your next step. What advice would you give to someone considering a career break?
Do it intentionally. I think about what you want to gain from the time, whether it's peace, new skills, clarity, or healing. And don't be afraid to the gap. It's part of the story, not a setback. In the what ways did you break affect your relationship, either with college or with your friends and family?
It actually depends my relationships. Stepping away allowed me to be more present and I reconnect with friends in a more ground way and I had more meaningful time with my family. What lesson from this break do you wish you had known earlier in your career?
That it's okay to say no, even to amazing opportunities, and that you don't have to prove yourself constantly, and your worth isn't tied to productivity.